Good morning and welcome to a 0 day. I decided that I would slack pack the section of trail between whatever road this is, 119, and then the Bucks Lake Road. So it's 4.4 miles of trail and then 6 miles of to and from trail. So no backpack. Alright, here we are at the end of the road and I'm jumping back onto the PCT for, I think it's 4.4 miles. Wow, this is so green in here, a lot greener than I was expecting. It's really pretty. But today is kind of a decision day. There's a section of trail from the end of this 4.4 miles. Going north is about 60 miles long and ends at the, I think it's Highway 36 to Chester. And it's part of the Dixie Fire. And there's long stretches of standing dead and areas where there basically isn't trail anymore because of overgrowth of whitethorn. And I have a major fear of snags. I hate walking through burned areas. They do fall over, and I have a tear in my left shoulder from a snag. And I used to have, not so much anymore, but I used to have real constant nightmares about snags and getting hit by them. So a lot of people think that, like, working in wildland fire, that my fear should be the fire, but really my biggest fear in my work is snags. So today I'm kind of thinking about the balance of, how important is that 60 miles in the overall scheme of things. If I am really uncomfortable and not enjoying it, and what is the benefit of taking on that level of risk? I do want to complete the PCT. I mean, if it's not in 1 year, I would at least like to complete all the miles in my lifetime. I guess I can't do it outside of my lifetime. But oh, beautiful. That is amazing. Talked to my husband about it last night, and he, of course, is supportive as always about whatever I choose to do. But, he reminded me that, like, I'm out here really to have fun and to enjoy myself and to see the beautiful places. And if I, have major anxiety, I don't like making decisions based on fear, but I do think there's quite a risk involved. Other people, that's fine if they want to do it, but I'm not other people. I'm me. I have the experiences that I have in my life, which is, working in wildland fire since 1999. But it's hard because I have this expectation where I want to do the whole thing, but I also don't want to, be miserable. And then I also have this hard thing of trying to figure out, like, is this an expectation of myself, or is this an expectation that I think other people have of me? Do I care what other people expect of me? And I know above Highway 36 there are still burned areas through Lashing National Park. I was there. I know that burned. I'm also very familiar with the terrain. So I think getting back on there would be good. I also think it'd be really fun to spend the day in Chester, and I don't know, maybe see if I can rent like a paddleboard or something and go out on the lake if that's a thing there. And just try to relax and get this anxiety out of me. And honestly, like the whole HYOH, hike your own hike, I love what I'm doing. I love all the places I've seen. I love the desert so much that I've done the entire desert section twice, parts of it 3 times. I love the Sierra section so much, I've done that section 4 times. Right now here in Northern California, this is the first time I've been on this particular part, but I loved the far north part of California a lot. I've hiked from Castle Crags up to Fish Lake in Oregon. It's beautiful. Actually, I've done almost all of Oregon. I just have a small section left, but I'm gonna go ahead and just hike all that again because Oregon's my home state and I really can't get enough of it. And the one place I really haven't touched is Washington. And so after all those thousands of miles and going back and seeing things time and time again, if people think I haven't done the PCT, well, that's okay. Because the adventures that I've had and how lucky I've been to see those places not just once but multiple times, like, this is amazing. Like, I'm so lucky that I have the ability, you know, to see those places. And luckily now I'm seeing them, you know, in places in Washington I've only seen them when they're burning, but now I'll get to see them normal, I guess. Like Stehekin, I've only been there when it's on fire. It's a beautiful place, beautiful town, and I'm excited to see it, you know, when I'm not working. Yeah, I don't know. I think that my own joy and happiness is what I really need to focus on, and I need to separate other people's expectations or my perceived or what I think are other people's expectations of me just need to disappear. The reason it's so hard to figure out the expectations thing is because I am an emotional sponge. Oh, there's a paved road down there? Huh. I'm also like a whippet. I'm attracted by shiny things and squirrels. But the expectations is hard because, you know, I take triathlon, for example. When I really dig deep down and think about my own enjoyment, I completely dislike racing. I don't like it at all. I don't like the competition. I don't like all the people. Well, it's not that I don't like all the people, I just don't like all the people in one area at one time. It's not the people themselves, it's how many there are. It's overwhelming. But, you know, I've done 2 full Ironman, I've done over 20 halves. And it's because, well, I love the training for it. I love going out biking and running, and when I get out of the pool, I feel really good, even though I hate getting in. I love spending that time with my friends and my husband when we go out and do rides and runs together. But I have friends that are so excited about racing. They love it. And when I'm around them, I feed off of that energy. And then I'm excited about it. So with expectations, I'm not sure if I'm feeding off of other people's expectations of what this should be, or if they're actually my own. With goals, is it okay to change them? I mean, obviously it is. You can do whatever you want, right? I can do whatever I want. I'm an adult. But am I letting myself down, or am I thinking I'm letting other people down? I think my overall goal is to see the PCT while enjoying it, while taking in all the beauty, and then just letting everything else go. So if I look at it that way, and I don't want to put myself at what I consider undue risk, which is walking through miles and miles and miles of standing dead and feeling very uncomfortable. Especially since I've noticed to the south of us there's been, the last couple days, thunderstorms have been building up. And they're slowly moving north each day, so my greatest fear is being in the middle of a giant snag patch when a thunderstorm decides to show up. Ugh. That makes me sick, almost. So I think I'm just gonna let this next little bit go. There's also, to stack on top of it, been comments about just massive amounts of poison oak. And I worked in California for about a decade and ended up going back to Oregon because my allergy that I developed while I was here to poison oak got so bad. I would have poison oak for 6 to 8 months a year, and I'd be inflamed, and all my legs and arms would just be cracking and oozing. So I've been doing my best to avoid all the poison oak. Gosh, I'm a mess. So my goal is to enjoy myself. And I'm not thinking that's gonna happen in this next little section. So I'm just gonna let it go. And I'm going to take a day in Chester, and I'm gonna enjoy the heck out of it. And then I'm gonna jump back on trail and see where it takes me. And Jenny's gonna be with me because she's awesome. She's working on her video log right now back at the lodge we're staying at, the Hoskins Inn. It's amazing. Dixie, the owner, is just a delight. She's just been so warm and just made us feel right at home. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional. What is coming over me? This has been good for me. I needed to work through this. Of course, potentially only my husband and family might see this video. I'm not sure I'm gonna release this one to the wild. It's a little too personal, maybe. We'll see. So I mentioned my hiking partner, who I've been hiking with for a couple weeks now, Jenny. We don't actually hike together. We kind of have different paces, but we kind of decide, okay, we're gonna camp around this area, get around this many miles today, and then we meet up and camp together. And I typically get to camp a little while before she does, and it's actually really great because I have time to find just the right spot. If there's any snags in the area that are tall enough to make it to the campsite, I go and I assess the lean of all of them. I also will estimate the lean for green trees, because green trees will also come down. Wow. Look at them. They've been out here real recently. It's amazing. Beautiful. Yeah, the trail work is just outstanding on this trail. There's lots of places and there's just so much to do and so few people, but what they do is just amazing. Sorry. Anyhow, so and Jenny's really flexible because I'll go and select the campsite, because if there is anything that could potentially hit the campsite, and checking things like that, I won't sleep. I won't sleep at all. So each night I pick the safest area I can find. Yeah, and she's just so gracious about it. I really appreciate that. I was just thinking about the different, times, so many times I've had different adventures on the PCT over the years, and with, I'll do the math later, but with the amount of hiking I've done on the PCT, like I've already far made it up way deep into Canada, just for miles. And if I had just got myself organized in the beginning, but then I realized that I never do anything the way anybody else does. So why would I start now? When I first became fascinated with the PCT when I was a senior in high school in 1996, I wasn't fascinated because of people hiking the whole thing in 1 year. I wasn't fascinated by anything that had to do with mileage, or how many miles you could get in a day, or how many miles you could get in a season. And I kind of realized over the last couple hours of hiking that my fascination is in the shapes and the colors and the textures. My fascination is the beauty around me. And my desire really is to be outside and be connected with the natural world, because that is what I love. It's being fascinated by every individual lizard and every tiny little bird and every beautiful little butterfly. And it's noticing every flower and every leaf. It's the joy of new life and the sorrow of seeing those lives end, but the understanding that when one life ends, it gives birth to other life. It's observing the intricate, delicate balance of our natural world. And if these decisions that I make mean that I'm not a thru hiker, well, that's okay, because I'm completely in love with the natural world. And like any great love story, it shouldn't be rushed. Well, I'm about to hit the road where I will walk the road back down to Bucks Lake, where I'm staying tonight. Just had one final thought, and that is, if you ever get the chance to slack back, I say take it. It's awesome.